Welcome again. United cancel fans advisory meeting. Manchester United have cancelled their latest fans advisory board meeting while the sale of 25% of the club goes through to Jim Ratcliffe. The board had this to say to the Daily Mail: "Following the start of that process, there are tight legal and regulatory restrictions on what we can say about the strategic review. It would not be appropriate or productive for the owners to participate in these fans forum meetings when they are not able to talk about the main issue that fan representatives would naturally wish to question them on." Meanwhile, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos already have a deal in place with another Premier League side in the form of sponsorship. Ineos Grenadier, a car designed by the company, is an official partner of Tottenham Hotspur. However, there is a feeling that the deal can remain in place without causing a conflict of interest. Elsewhere, Erik ten Hag has the backing of Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, according to reports. The Athletic say that they have conducted a review into what has gone wrong at United in recent years, and ten Hag is not seen as part of the problem. Ratcliffe reportedly admires the Dutchman's work and will not explore avenues relating to changing the manager. So, Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag is reportedly in favor of Jim Ratcliffe's overhaul of Manchester United's football operations. The Daily Mail report that Ratcliffe will look to hire a new sporting director and restructure the club's transfer policy. Ten Hag is in favor of this, having been left frustrated with the club's transfer policy so far. On the other side, Herr Victor Lindelof has released a statement condemning the terrorist attacks that took place in the lead up to Belgium versus Sweden. Sweden's match with Belgium was abandoned at halftime after 2 Sweden fans were shot dead before the game. Lindelof had this to say in a statement on his Instagram: "I'm shocked and devastated by the terrible incidents in Brussels with the cold-hearted attacks on our fellow Swedes. I'm lost for words for the cruelty and inhumanity. I want to send my deepest condolences to the families and friends of those affected. At the same time, my thoughts go out to all the supporters in Belgium last night. No one should ever go to a game of football and feel unsafe when supporting their team." Again and again. It's confirmed that Jim Ratcliffe's purchase of 25% of Manchester United is set to be ratified by the board on Thursday, according to the Times. The board are set to meet to approve the £1.3 billion deal. It is likely to take another 8 weeks for the deal to be completed, with Ratcliffe also required to undergo the Premier League's owners and directors test before he can officially join the board. United's prospective owner Jim Ratcliffe is looking to appoint a new sporting director should his 25% purchase of a stake in the club go through. Among the names in the frame, according to the Telegraph, is PSG sporting director Jean-Claude Blanc, who joined the Parisian club in February. Blanc recently joined the board of Ineos, and his closeness with Ratcliffe could see him sounded out for the job. Meanwhile, if it's broke, fix it. Why Manchester United is the ideal passion project for Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He has been nicknamed Dr. No, likened to an oligarch and a Victorian mill owner. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe's modus operandi suggests he is ideal for Man United. Unionists at the Grangemouth refinery in Scotland used to call Sir Jim Ratcliffe Dr. No, as he regularly said no. Ratcliffe has a yacht, Hampshire 2, befitting a James Bond villain. An ally once insisted he simply will not take no for an answer. Before he was recognizable and still the archetypal billionaire recluse, Ratcliffe was described as a risk-taker, a deal-doer, and very persuasive. In a BBC Radio 4 profile that aired more than 10 years ago, a banker who dealt with Ratcliffe said he looks for businesses that are underloved or undermanaged that can double the cash flow in 5 years. Ring any bells? Manchester United have such a wide and diverse following, which has become particularly tribal amid the prospect of a takeover. There was large support for Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani online, fueled by the prospect of Qatari riches and some ill-informed former players playing the populist on social media. At Brighton and West Ham last season, a banner that read "No to Qatar" was unfurled. It would be too simplistic to separate matchgoers and online followers into the Ratcliffe and Sheikh camps. Protesters have held aloft a banner that reads "Full sale only" at Old Trafford, construed as support for Sheikh Jassim, as he was the only bidder whose offer was for 100% control of the club. Again and again. Sheikh Jassim decides United revenge stance after failed takeover bid. Man United won't be taken over by Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani after he withdrew his bid for the club. The Qatari had put forward an offer of £5 billion in exchange for the 13-time Premier League champions before talks broke down last week. But Sheikh Jassim is reportedly not looking for revenge on the Red Devils, as he isn't interested in buying a rival club at the moment. United were put up for sale last November by their Glazer family owners, who bought the club in 2005. Sheikh Jassim had been viewed by many as the frontrunner to obtain the club in a full takeover, with Ratcliffe also vying to get his hands on the Northwest Giants. But at the weekend, Sheikh Jassim finally took his offer off the table, with the Glazers now thought to be close to accepting a £1.3 billion offer from Ratcliffe in return for a 25% minority stake. Sheikh Jassim has etched his name into the football world thanks to his interest in United over the last year. And according to Sky Sports, the Qatari has been offered lots of other clubs, but he's never shown any interest in those as he's a United fan. The Glazers' decision to opt to work with Ratcliffe has not been well received by many of the club's supporters, who want to see a full-blown takeover. And the Daily Mail have reported that most of United's staff wanted the current owners to accept Sheikh Jassim's offer. The Qatari was expected to give current employees a chance to show what they could do, while some staff are said to be fearful that Ratcliffe will hand roles to figures he already trusts. Even members of United's most senior management are worried, with rumors circling which suggest Ratcliffe will give Sir Dave Brailsford an important role and look for a new sporting director. Meanwhile, Red Devils chief executive Richard Arnold and football director John Murtough also face uncertain futures. Sheikh Jassim's withdrawal rocked the club's share price when the New York Stock Exchange opened on Monday afternoon. United shares fell by around 10% at the open, as the market reacted to the latest news with pessimism. The noise around the club has hardly been ideal for players on the pitch either in recent months, and the Red Devils have started the campaign in dismal form. Before the latest international break, Ten Hag's side had fallen to 10th in the Premier League table and had also lost their first 2 matches in Champions League. Again and again, Man United fans rage at Ratcliffe transfer impact. Manchester United fans have been left angry after finding out Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% takeover of the club will not have an impact on their transfer spending. Sheikh Jassim's withdrawal of his £5 billion bid for complete control of the Red Devils appears to have paved the way for British billionaire Ratcliffe, 70, to purchase a minority stake at Old Trafford. The deal will leave the Glazers in charge of the club, an unpopular move among Manchester United supporters. And they have been further enraged by claims that Ratcliffe's involvement will not lead to any kind of spending spree. According to The Guardian, the Ineos businessman's takeover will not change Manchester United's ability to spend in the transfer market. This was unwelcome news to fans on social media, who believe Ratcliffe's investment will go straight to the Glazers. Meanwhile, Manchester United are planning to make a move for Mark Guehi next summer. According to the South London Press, the Crystal Palace defender has caught the eye of the Red Devils. However, with his current contract running until 2026, Palace are in no rush to sell. A club record fee could tempt the Eagles, though, with United previously paying over £40 million for Aaron Wan-Bissaka in 2019.